Hello everyone. Here we have exercise 3. It says a class has 4 assignments and a student fails the course if the average of the scores on the assignments is less than 60. So write a sub that shows a message to the student on whether he or she passes or fails. So what we need to do is to again have an if statement and comparing the average of 4 numbers with that constant 60 in this exercise. So going back to the Colab, let me just delete this one and have it from the scratch. So one thing that we need at the beginning is 4 numbers. So we saw in exercise 2 that's how we can ask the user to have to give us some inputs. So here I'm not going to do that. We can have it again 4 different input functions converting to integer and then which means that we are asking the user to give us the inputs. I'm just going to define a simple list that has 4 numbers, and we are going to calculate the average of those numbers, and then we go for that if statement. So let's say we have the list that's named scores. And let's say we have 95, 80, 60, 45, and 50. Okay, so this is the list of the score, and then we have a constant which is 60 in our case, but I'm going to define a variable for that one and call it the failure, and that failure is equal to 60. In the next step we need to calculate the average of those 4 numbers. So I define a variable named average. Average, and this average is equal to the summation of those numbers. So we can have the sum of the scores divided by the length of the scores, which is 4 in our case. So this is going to be the average, and finally we need to define the compare the average with the failure. So if average is greater than or equal to failure, which I have this one, failure, I think this is, then if this is the case, then what we need to do is to print that, let's say, simply pass. Otherwise, if the average is less than failure, so we can have the else statement and we simply print fail. Okay, so here is the code, which is simple. We can replace this list with 4 input functions, and of course 4 different variables to store those 4 numbers, and just ask the user to let us know what are the scores of those 4 assignments. So if we run this code, in this case it said that the student passes that course. If I'm going to increase the failure, let's say, to 90, because definitely the average is not greater than 90, so we expect that the output is going to be the fail. And so if we run it, here is the case. So the students fails. Or let's say we move it back to 60 and have this 95 replaced by 65. And let's run it. So we expect the students fail the exam here, I think. 10, 25, or no, it's going to pass it. It's actually going to, the average is equal to 60 in this case. So yeah, here is the case. So if you consider the 60 as the threshold, so we have 15 here and 10, 25 less than 60. And here we have 20 plus 5, 25 more than 60. So the average is actually 60. So because of this equality, the student passes the course. So here we had the code for exercise 3.